Our next guest is a 7-time NBA All-Star Hall of Famer, sports analyst, philanthropist, and co-owner of the Atlanta Hawks. Please welcome the handsome Grant Hill.
Hey!
Hi! Good, how are you?
Good to see you. Nice to see you.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
To meet you guys. Thanks for having me.
Super excited to have you.
Grant, you are no stranger to the Olympics. You won 2 gold medals. And recently, you became the managing director of the U.S. men's basketball team. What do you think about the players and the athletes standing up for mental health now?
Yeah, no, great question. You know, back when I played many years ago, mental health and talking about it was looked at as a weakness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think actually now athletes today showing their strength by being brave and courageous, talking about it, sharing their struggles. I think really inspiring people that it's okay to go and get help.
Yeah.
And so to see athletes in all sports step up to the plate, share their struggles, doing it on the Olympic stage brings awareness, not just in our country, but all over the world. So I applaud the fearless leadership and the bravery from the men and women who've done that. And we're changing that narrative now about mental health. It was taboo way back in the
And
day.
like a super whack stigma, like,
Yeah,
right.
No question, no
No,
question.
it's great that people can stand up now.
No question.
Another Hall of Famer, a fellow Hall of Famer, Scottie Pippen, who you actually also played with in the '96 Olympics, is speaking out about Michael Jordan and his documentary, The Last Dance. What are your thoughts about all of this?
You know, it's I don't know. It's sad. I mean, in a lot of ways. I mean, you know, we all watched The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Michael, the greatness of those teams, and Scottie, his contributions and his role, and just the greatness that they embodied, and just how together they were and how they dominated. It was tough for me because I'm playing against them,
Right.
And all of us in the NBA. But I'm friends with both. I'm fans with both, and you just hate to see that legacy now tainted by this sort of back and forth. And so, look, Scottie has every right to tell his truth and share his struggles and frustrations. I wish it didn't come to that. It's unfortunate, but you can't discredit what they did together.
No, you cannot.
I mean, it was incredible.
No matter
One of the
what.
best duos in the history of not just the NBA, but the history of sport. And so I have not read the book yet. I've heard.
But you said you watched the documentary.
Right.
I did.
What did you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was unfair. I mean, I thought it was, look, they touched on some things that happened. Scottie, didn't go in the game in that one game, and that was a controversial moment. Michael talked about the gambling and some of the clouds that hovered around him, and so I thought it was pretty open and pretty transparent. But look, I was a fan of it. Did you guys enjoy it? I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I
sit
learned
through it
a
with
lot.
my husband.
I learned a lot. But let me just say this. Is there a memoir in you? Would you ever write one?
Well, I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but you got the scoop. I finished my manuscript.
You did.
It'll be released some point next year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read that.
It'll be-
Because I think you've always been sort of kept everything close to the vest.
Yeah.
Right.
So it'll be interesting
Right.
to see your perspective and your truth.
Well, to be able to just talk about your life, your journey, your insecurities, everything. I mean, it was a labor of love, and I'm not supposed to be talking about it now.
I cannot wait.
You
Okay.
guys brought it all out. No, but it'll be fun. And maybe I'll get to come back and we'll...
I would love that. That would be
We would love that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, you played for Duke University from 1990 to 1994, and earlier this year, the NCAA, which you're on the board of, are allowing athletes to profit from their names and their likeness. Why the change? And I think it's a good thing.
I agree. I think it's a good thing. It's long overdue. And so now that change, we're now student athletes at Duke, at Alabama football, at any school, at any level, can leverage their name, image, and likeness. And so the beauty of it is not just the basketball and football athletes, but all sports, women's sports. Athletes
Love
now
that.
have an opportunity. Now you have social influencers, which is
Right.
a new thing, which wasn't around when I was in school.
Nope.
So I think it's beautiful. I just wish it was around back in the day.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It might have helped me a little bit. I would
Yeah.
have stretched $20 for just 1 month.
We all know what that's like.
Speaking of back in the
Absolutely.
day, you were drafted to the Detroit Pistons in '94,
Right.
and you had a hugely successful NBA career. Now looking at the game and seeing all these new up and coming, what do you think is different about it now?
Well, first of all, the money is even greater. I thought we had it good. They've taken it to a
Crazy, right?
Whole other level.
So great.
It's so I was born too soon. But no, look, the game has changed. It's grown. It's evolved.
Yeah.
It's more global now. It's you have over 25% of the players in the NBA were foreign-born, and it's comforting and exciting to know that the league's in good shape and has a promising future.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Enough basketball. We want to talk about love.
Yes, because I love your wife.
Big love group around here at The Real.
Yes.
And so you've been married for 20 years to your beautiful
22.
wife. 22 years.
Yeah,
That's
those
amazing.
2 years, yeah.
I love that you're adding time. Not
He's
taking
like
away
22.
time. Anita Baker introduced you guys. What's the secret? Because I'm the only single one in the group. What's the secret?
Oh man, I don't know if there's a secret necessarily. It's like running a race. You just kind of stay in your lane and focus on your race. And my parents just celebrated 50 years this year. And shout out to them.
Amazing.
That is incredible,
And so
remarkable.
they're great influences, obviously, on me. But their relationship and how they work and their dynamic is very different than our dynamic. And so I think everyone has to figure out sort of what works for them. And we're at a weird place now because, you start dating, you get married, and then the kids come.
Right.
And they consume you.
Yeah.
And our life has been consumed with our girls. But now, they don't want to be around us. They're teenagers.
How old okay.
How old
yeah,
are they?
I got two teenagers too.
Yeah, 19 and 14.
Oh, okay.
So our 19-year-old's out the house, and the 14-year-old wants to be out the house.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now, but you go through the different stages as parents.
Yeah.
But you also want to maintain that connection while you're going through it.
Right.
Always.
And so we've done that, and we're at a fun stage now where we can do things together.
Getting ready to be empty nesters.
Yeah.
That's right.
Are you looking forward to it, or?
Yeah. Oh no, we can get our life back.
I'm with you.
I
with
love
you on
it.
that one.
Now let's talk about another very important partnership that you're involved with, the Start Strong initiative and Dendreon Pharmaceuticals, to raise awareness of the racial disparities within prostate cancer. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad to be here to be able to talk about it. African American men are 2 times likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer and 2.5 times more likely to die from it. Wow. And so, it's incredible. I think you ask why. I think in a lot of cases, historically, culturally, black men, we don't like to go to the doctor.
No.
Yeah.
We don't go unless there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And sometimes we won't even go when there is something wrong. We'll just kind of get through it. And, this is something, if treated early and found early, you can have a successful survivorship. And so hearing about these numbers, 1 in 7 black men will be diagnosed in their lifetime, we have to change that.
Yeah.
We have to change. And I need your audience, because I do know
Listen
that
up.
sometimes men, we can be stubborn.
Yes.
Sometimes we don't know how to take care of ourselves. So sometimes we need the women in our lives.
Agree.
The sisters, the aunties, the spouses, whatever, significant others, to give us that nudge. And so I need your audience to give the nudge to the men in their life.
We will do just that because it's important.
It is important.
Absolutely.
We can
It's so
change those
important
numbers.
to
Yes,
raise
we can
the
change those numbers.
awareness.
Absolutely.
Even having this conversation now and being like, oh, wait, I should look out for this in my husband or my sons or my brother, and encourage them to actually go and get things checked out for sure.
And not make it a taboo thing where you don't want to talk about it.
Well, also, too, the testing and the actual screening process. I think sometimes men are intimidated by the perception of that, but that's changed.
Yeah.
And that's
it's not
evolved.
worth your life.
Good.
It's not what it used to be.
Right, it's not worth your life too.
And you're right. Look, we do listen to the women. We act like we don't listen, but we do listen. So
Preach to the choir, Grant.
So I implore all of your audience to do that for us.
That is
awesome.
incredible. Thank you for coming here and talking to us about all these things and really important messages that are so important for our communities. For more information on the Start Strong initiative and Dendreon, head on over to thereal.com.